Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you well from wherever you're watching this channel. How many of you believe that we are headed on the right direction, trying to unravel this mystery surrounding Albert OJUANG's murder probe? Now, we all probably have gone through the latest development whereby there have been high-profile arrests. This is the same day, that is the 13th of June 2025, is the same day that Mukwana, PC Mukwana, was arraigned in court, and we also Danson Omari trying to argue the fact that Mukwana is supposed to be left, is supposed to be out on bond, but the judge declined to grant that permission now, but set a date for that determination. The same day, the technician who is accused to have tampered with the CCTV was also arrested. And the same day, the OCS Talam was also arrested, I think somewhere in Eldoret. So all these arrests, ladies and gentlemen, have come a day after William Samoei Ruto called Albert OJUANG's father. They had a phone conversation, and Ruto assured him that he was going to go to the bottom of this matter. So several arrests have taken place today. So in this analysis, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to focus on this drama, but we'll shift most of our focus on the technician. There's something the technician has said, and we all probably have heard that he was paid 3,000 to perform a certain task. I think it was all about formatting the hard disk. Now, before we explore this story further, ladies and gentlemen, kindly take this opportunity, go below there and like this video. Subscribe to this channel if you had not subscribed before, and to our existing subscribers, I want to continue thanking you so much, because without you, this channel wouldn't have grown. So IPOA has made a series of arrests, of course, in collaboration with the DCI.
We expect to see people who are the masterminds of this heinous act that took the life of our brother taking responsibility.
Of course, for those of you who followed the submissions during the National Security Committee, you must have heard where DCI was talking about the OCS being the prime suspect. Now, first they went for Mukwana, who was arraigned in court, and the details of the court proceedings are available in the public domain, but he has not been released on bond. I think there's going to be some determination on the 20th there, whether he can be out on bond ama akae tu ndani. Now, Samson Talam, the OCS, who was pronounced as the prime suspect by the DCI boss, was nabbed. Now, we all remember there's a publication from the Standard that said that Talam, the OCS, had said he did not book Albert OJUANG. Now, there's some complication here, because we are told that the OB register was doctored. If it was doctored, the person who is accused of doctoring it was taken to court today, and that is none other than Mukwana. Now, Mukwana is the one who is accused to have orchestrated so many things during that night, because the OCS claims he was off duty. Now, because Mukwana has a critical role here, there has to be someone who called the CCTV guy to come and do some, some changes, erase some data here. That's why there's a story that has been surfacing here about a statement that is believed could have come from the CCTV technician. So let's go into this statement that is believed to have come from someone by the name Kelvin Mutisia Matava. He is the technician who installed the CCTV system at the station, and we all remember that he was arrested in Saika. So for those of you who want to know about the arrest, the IPOA is accusing him for tampering with surveillance footage that could have revealed what happened to OJUANG, you know, one who died in the police custody. So because he is believed to have confessed that he formatted the station's CCTV hard drives after receiving instructions and receiving a payment of 3,000 from a senior person within that station. You know, I'm not going to mention the names because the detectives are going to give us these names, but from the story I'm going through here, there's a name that has been mentioned here. So based on the statement from the technician, he explained that he was contacted early that morning and asked to delete all footage from 6th to 7th. But since it was not possible to delete the selected dates, he was instructed to wipe the entire system and restore it to factory settings. Matava, the accused, further revealed that he was asked to dress casually and avoid anything that would identify him as a technician. Yani uvae kama vile yule chokora, so that uonekane wewe ni mtu mwingine afai. That usivae kama na zile attire za technician with, you know, na screws na screwdrivers huku na huku, yeah, uonekana wewe ni technician. So what has it that when he returned to replace the storage drive the next day, he discovered the system had already been tampered with again. So he claimed that one of the officers involved later handed his number to an official from IPOA who sought his help in retrieving deleted footage. So this is the drama surrounding the CCTV guy. Remember, IPOA wanted this person who tampered with the CCTV so that he can actually do some restorations on the footages, so that they can actually link the dots, so that the story become complete. Remember, there's the issue of timestamp, and I told you about it in our previous analysis, the one video we shared yesterday. Timestamp is a very important part of this investigation, because if you look at what Bagadi Hospital said, and the DCI, we believe, had gone there to make some more inquiry on the timing, on how, when, on the time Albert was taken to that facility, even though he was pronounced dead the moment he arrived there. But they went there to try to look at the CCTV footage of that facility, so that they could have certain time, you know, issues of time and the dates. So timestamp is a very important thing in this investigation. But if the footages cannot be restored, and assuming the hard disk had been swapped like we had projected, we had assumed maybe that could have taken place. If that has taken place, kuna changamoto. But if it has not taken place, I believe the hard disk can always be retrieved by specialists. They can always retrieve data that has been accidentally formatted. So based on the position of the IPOA, IPOA says they have arrested 3 persons from that police station, you know. But one thing that you need to know is that all these things happened the moment Ruto called the father to Albert OJUANG yesterday. That was on the 12th of June. So there was a phone conversation based on the story that is surfacing. Now, based on that call, Ruto assured the father that they were going to do everything possible to go to the root cause of this murder. So that would mean some people will be arrested, and people have been arrested. The first person who was arrested is Mukwana, I think James Mukwana, and he was arrested because he heard that he was the IPOA looking for him, and because he didn't want to be embarrassed, he presented himself there, I think with a relative. Based on the statement from IPOA, he presented himself with a relative, and that is when now they arrested him. So, ladies and gentlemen, based on what is happening, what do you think? Do you think this is a diversional story, ama we are heading on the right direction? I believe if you want to catch the big fish, go for the small fish. I believe in that narrative, assuming there's a big fish somewhere. We don't know whether there's a big fish somewhere. But if there's a big fish somewhere, go for the small fish. The small fish will expose the big fish. Now the story will be complete. Right now, until they go for the small fish. So that's why they've gone for the police constables. They have gone for the CCTV person. They are going for the small people. The small people are going to expose the senior people. You know? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to rest my case there, but just go below in the comment section. Tell us about this, your take matters, this trending story. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Till you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.